whether intentionally or otherwise, we are seeing consistently millennial and Gen Z women push towards patriarchal, fundamentalist control systems.
Because it's not Christian patriarchy.
But regardless, it was wild to see a bunch of these women at Columbia putting on hijab. And I'm like, the women in Iran are ripping them off and facing the death penalty for doing this. And you're here putting them all on and then pretending to pray. This is wild.
It makes no more sense than supporting Queers for Palestine.
It was crazy when Alex Stein went and started asking people, and they genuinely do not know. They really don't seem to know that, for instance, in Gaza, if it is a crime to be gay, it's 10 years in prison if you're gay. If they catch you doing some kind of gay act. And there are many instances where Palestinians from either Gaza or the West Bank sought refuge in Israel and were granted refuge. But they genuinely don't know any of this. That's why I refer to, when people talk about wokeness, and they try and say that it's like postmodernist and communist, that's all wrong. Wokeness is literally just an amorphous blob of cult-like adherence to group social norms. That's it. There's nothing there. That's why you've got women at Columbia wearing hijab now and complaining about patriarchy at the same time.
It's just rigid leftism without any thought to how far down the road until your ideas...
It's not leftism, though. Yeah. Like, we colloquially will refer to them as leftists, but I'm saying woke is nothing. An example, it's not leftist in ideology to fund war in Ukraine, right? That makes no sense. Islam is not like on the left. I'm talking about actual left philosophy and economic or cultural. Islam is fundamentalist, traditionalist, is nowhere near what the left ever espoused, showing that the woke don't actually adhere to anything. It's just a cult.
But because it's not the majority in this country, then it's perceived as a leftist idea because, again, it goes back to the idea of being an oppressed class. And here in America, since we are still a majority Christian country, they fall under that line. If the demographics shift entirely farther and then we become...
Except funding the war in Ukraine, which many of these people overwhelmingly support, is the establishment dominant majority position of the power structure of this country.
But what you're